Hey there, interwebs. Merry Christmas Eve, because it's that day. Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow's Christmas, and I'm celebrating the fact that today is Christmas Eve by wearing my Grinch shirt, which I do every year since I've gotten it, so for like 2 years now. And then I also just got this hat, which is awesome, except when I wear it, I wanted to wear it in the shot, except, like, you can only see this part of it, so it's not really, you can't even see this, but, yeah. So, big fan of the Grinch, just because it's, like, my family's tradition to watch The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, like the cartoon version, which is fantastic every year. But, yeah, so, today I kind of, instead of talking about, like, an event going on, I just wanted to talk about Christmas, because it's tomorrow, and I want to talk about it, so we're gonna. So, kind of, like, I'm taking the idea for this video from a Trans-Siberian Orchestra song that I really like. It's called What is Christmas? And the song kind of, it asks, what is Christmas? Oddly enough. But, like, it talks about, you know, all these things that Christmas has been made out to be now. You know, you've got stockings, tinsel fairy tales, all this other stuff that I can't remember, and then there's this one part where he's like, I've now discovered the meaning of Christmas as an excuse to tolerate snow. Which I love snow, but anyway. You know, like, it goes into all this stuff that Christmas has been made to be, and that, you know, people seem to forget that that part of Christmas is great and everything, but that's not the true meaning of Christmas. And I know a lot of people, especially the people who are really religious, would say, you know, the true meaning of Christmas is the birth of Christ, birth of the Savior, all this good stuff, you know, and, you know, I am a Christian, I do go to church and all this stuff, but, you know, like, I have this weird view on religion, like, even though I am religious, it's weird, just, I don't know how to explain it, but, you know, like, you know, the birth of some dude who died for our sins is kind of like, I can't wrap my head around that idea. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like saying, like, to me, it's kind of like making a holiday for when FDR was born, or JFK, or Churchill, or something like that, some huge figure, like, you know, it's like, you know, they do this great stuff, but, like, you're focusing on the fact that they were born, not what they did in their life afterwards. So, plus then you have the fact that some people think that Jesus was actually born in the spring, so that's always fun. You know, we can't know when he was born, so, you know, I kind of think that part of the holiday is kind of arbitrary, like it's an excuse to have a holiday, but, you know, to me, that's not the big part of Christmas, because there are people who aren't Christian who still celebrate Christmas, even though they don't really care about the whole Christian part of it. You know, like, they still get presents for their family, they still do all this stuff, and for me, Christmas is more about a mindset where you give back, kind of. Like, I think it's a mindset, like, I have this mindset kind of all year round, because I do volunteer work anytime. But, like, around Christmas, you really see a lot of people who wouldn't normally do volunteer work, you know, wanting to give back. And you have, like, all these things, you know, and give kids who aren't well off, actually get them presents so they feel like they're having a real Christmas, and giving the families food. And that's great. But, you know, it's also, like, people need this holiday as an excuse to be nice to other people, which, you know, it's not like that. So, yeah, so for me, Christmas is definitely more about giving back, and it's less about, I mean, like, I love getting presents, don't get me wrong, because, you know, I normally get a video game or something every year, and I get a bunch of books, which is great, because I go through them really fast. And, like, I'll usually get, like, if I ask for something, you know, like this year I've got a 49ers hat and some footy pajamas, just because I want to run around to Scooby-Doo all day. It would be great. But, you know, that's, even, like, for as long as I can remember, that hasn't been my main focus of my Christmas day. Because, like, I make presents for my families. Like, I think the first year my brother and I, like, my mom made pot holders, and my brother and I I was in 3rd grade and he was in 1st. We just kind of sewed designs on them. But, like, that started a chain of, like, us each year making our own presents for everyone. Like, one year my brother wrote a poem and made, like, a Godzilla magnet and stuck them together. And then, like, I've made, last year I made friendship bracelets. One year I made the little beaded animal keychain things, which I absolutely hate now because I had to make 36 of them in, like, 2 weeks, and I can't stand them anymore. But it was really cool, and I like seeing my family, like, open them up, and, like, I did this. You know, I put all my time and effort into something to give to you, so that way you'll like it, and it'll make your day better. And, like, a lot of people still have the things I made them, and it's, like, it makes me feel good inside that someone else gets happiness out of something I've done. And, you know, that's not even just my family. That's kind of like how I view volunteering in general, especially if you're volunteering to help someone. Like, you know, that's what I think Christmas is about. It's kind of the embodiment of the feeling of giving, like, it's the embodiment of the idea that giving back to people and donating your time and money and all that stuff is, you know, is a good thing. And I think people should be more like that year-round, and not just around the holiday season, because we need people who want to give back. And, you know, America is a very individualistic country. It's more, you know, what can you do to make your life better? What can you do to advance in your job or your school? And there's a lot of emphasis on the individual. But as a society, you know, you do need to work together, and you do need to help people who don't have it as good as you. You know, there are people who don't have homes, or people who are living on the street and who don't have food or water, or who are homeless. Like, the blizzard, not really a blizzard, but like the snowstorm we had this weekend, there were people out in that because they didn't have a home to go back to. And that kind of makes me sad. So, you know, no matter how happy I am on Christmas to be with my family and stuff, you know, I can't help but think of the people who don't have a family, or, like, they're all, like, everyone's died, or, like, their children have all moved away and can't get back, and they're just kind of left by themselves, or, like, the people who've been kicked out of their homes for whatever reason. And, like, I feel for them, because I want them to have the same happiness that I've always had on Christmas. And to me, that's more, you know, that's what Christmas is. It's, you know, not only is it giving your time to other people who you might not even know, it's being able to spend time with your family and just be happy. You know, it's like a day where everyone gets to, you know, like, they get to relax and say, you know, and just be with their family. And, you know, you give and get presents and have a dinner, have, like, Christmas dinner and all this stuff. But for me, just being with my family and giving back is enough for me. So, you know, like, that's a great mindset to have for that day, but, you know, just, like, spread it to the rest of the year. And, you know, make the most of your family, make the most of your friends, and give back. because you have things that you're good at, and, instead of spending all your time trying to look out for number one, maybe take an hour out of your week to go and help someone. Because it's really not that big a deal. And volunteering can be a lot of fun. And making a difference is really great. Yeah, so I guess, Christmas can mean a bunch of things, and this is just kind of what it means for me. So if you want to tell me what Christmas means to you, then, feel free to leave it in the comments, all that stuff. So, yeah. Guess that's it. Also, I just heard about the thing that happened in Webster with the firefighters going in to put out a fire, and then some of them getting shot and killed. And I just, I don't know what it is, but we seem to be getting away from, how people should be treated. And I don't know what the shooter's story is, or why he did it, any more than I know why any other shooter has done it. But, yeah, I don't want to dampen the holidays, but, it's crappy that things like this are still happening, especially around the holiday season. And, just my prayers and my thoughts are with the families of the victims and everyone else involved. And it sucks that people seem to think that the only way to make things better is with violence, and that's not the answer. This is a season where people generally tend to be more forgiving towards people, and just seeing the violence that's going on and seeing how unforgiving a lot of the people are toward the violence. It's bad to shoot people. It's bad. But, we're not going to get anywhere if everyone harbors is hate and resentment towards them. So, I guess, in this little PS segment kind of thing. So, I guess maybe just try and find it in your hearts to be more understanding of it. I don't know how to describe it. Just not turn the other cheek, don't say this is a good thing, but don't be so quick to hate on someone when you don't know anything about them, because they are people too, and you don't know what they were going through. I don't condone violence as the answer. I don't condone shooting of people. But I also don't condone people hating on someone because of something they did. Especially when you don't know the reason why. So, not to take away from the victims or anything, because it is tragic that it happened, and it shouldn't happen ever. But, they aren't the only people, they aren't the only victims to it. There's the shooter, the shooter's family, all that stuff. So, just be thinking of them, send your thoughts and prayers to them, and, do what you can to help other people, because if you help someone, that could then keep them from doing something like that. A friendly smile can do a world of good to one person. So on that note, I feel for the families who have to deal with things like this at this time of year, and, I hope everyone else, everyone has a happy holidays as best they can with whatever's going on, and enjoy the family and friends that you have, because you never know when something could happen. All my stuff's down there, links, so you can subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. You can email me if you want, whatever. And I make videos every week, and I will see all of you guys next Monday. Peace.